Alright, look. Looks are deceiving. I know I look like a Giga Chad that has thousands of women flooding his DMs constantly, but unfortunately, I don't. If I want to get a girl at the position I'm at now, which we'll talk about later, I will have to put in like 2,000% effort to get a girl that is bad or of good status. I also know, boo-hoo, he has to put in effort to get a girl. Aw, man. Like 99% of everybody in the frickin' world. Here's the thing though, that's not a me problem. That's a you guys problem, okay? That's not something that involves the term me, okay? I personally don't mind putting effort into things that I value. My problem is whether I should get the girl before or after the blow up. Now I'm gonna state an obvious thing. There is no question if I'm going to blow up or not. I will be blowing up. That is not the question here. The question is, like I said, before or after the blow up. Because I essentially know I'm going to blow up. I am that confident. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be cocky. I just believe in myself that much. And I genuinely don't know, should I get it before or after? And I think it's a really tough decision that people don't talk about a lot. Now I'm gonna go over basically the simplest and best method I've heard for getting a girl before the blow up. And it's from Dr. K. I'll link the video in the bio. Essentially, the argument is, if you get a girl before your blow up or before you're successful or whatever the fuck you do, basically they'll like you for who you are rather for your success, your money, status, the etc. And I mean, like I said, that's a solid proof theory. But I want to disagree and I also disagree. Okay? And if I'm coping, fuck it. I don't care. But I do have some plot holes or some hole poking to do in the argument, whatever the fuck, some plot arguments. Okay, whatever. Now, I'm not even gonna front with you. This point low-key goes with what Dr. K was saying. So here's my thing, right? And this is kind of what Dr. K's saying, kind of not, right? When you are following your path, essentially people just kind of pop up along the way. You're kind of doing your own thing, which inevitably leads you to other people, right? That's essentially why we're here on this earth, for others, right? Like, for example, if I'm a doctor, right, and I'm getting my doctorate, as doctors do, I'm gonna meet, like, you know, a fucking nurse or somebody, like maybe another surgeon or something, and they're gonna be like, oh, no way. Or like, you know, I'm in school, right? I'm in the doctor's school, and then I'm passing by the fucking art school and I meet someone, you know, whatever the fuck, right? It just happens as you go along. It's not like you're actively running over there and trying to go get someone, right? Now, in all honesty, mate, I haven't really experienced this, and I'm not British. I don't know why I said mate. But I think that's low-key on me because I'm just not comfortable enough around people and kind of putting myself out there with my dream for people, you know? Like, me as an individual is kind of weird already, and then I have to put that out there with my dream, so it's like a kind of mixed bag, you know? Here's the thing, though, right? Okay? On the path, here, let's just say this, I'm on the path, right? And this is me at freaking level 1, right? What if I'm meeting someone at level fucking 75, right? They'll probably just kind of jump on the wagon of the boat with me, right? You know what I mean? Like, but here's the thingy bobber. I've just read a book, banger book, Nike Dog, where the owner of Nike, before he was a billionaire, was literally kind of broke, literally put all his money into the business, was teaching at some school, met some young girl, that sounds really bad. I mean, he was a college professor, like, let's chill on him, holy cow. That could be bad, that could be good. I might make another video on that. Point is, he links up with the girl and she kind of hitches her ride way before he has any of those billions of dollars, right? Which is freaking awesome sauce, right? My thing is, though, everyone's journey is kind of different, and it's not like, you know, I'm gonna find some random girl at the school, which I guess I could, but maybe, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know if it's likely. And maybe because I'm thinking it's not likely, that low-key, I'm kind of like manifesting that I'm not gonna find a girl, and that this isn't gonna happen, and blah, 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 which is low-key possible. Okay, I'm getting a little sidetracked. I'm going off the notes. Let me get back on the notes. Holy moly, we can't go off the notes ever. He also met a bunch of lifelong acquaintances on his journey too, who are not women. They're men. I mean, if I was gay, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be kind of lit for me because I'd be like, oh, you know, but I'm not gay yet. And he met all these people along the path, you know what I mean? That he wouldn't have met if he didn't go his path, right? Like, if he was not pursuing a shoe business, he would have never met any of these other people, right? Like, they just kind of tagged along on his boat. Same with his girlfriend, right? She kind of tagged along on the boat with his business. She literally started working for him for his business. You know what I mean? And I think this is where we get to the, the kind of crucial difference, right? Even when he was pursuing, like, he wasn't really, here's the, okay, here's the crucial difference. It's clocking to me, right? His friends that kind of joined up with him, it wasn't like he was actively pursuing those people. In fact, he was actively kind of trying to push them away. Even the girl he liked, but it wasn't like he was thinking she was gonna join the business, whatever. That's just kind of his deal. That's what he does. You know what I mean? That just kind of happened along the ways. Listen, the Nike owner did not pursue these people or that woman, really, right? I mean, kind of the woman a little bit, okay? Kind of. I'm not even gonna front with you. But I think when you're actively pursuing people like that, right? When you're actively kind of, trying to find a partner, that takes a lot of time and energy. And also, people feel when you want or need them, right? When you're on your own path, you don't really need a partner like that. You know what I mean? You need other people, but you don't need, like, a partner this instant. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably in the long run, yes, I'm gonna need some kind of partner, some kind of, woman in the back. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't need that shit, like, specifically right now in my moment of life. You know what I'm saying? And going out of my way to actively pursue that, to me feels kind of like a waste of time right now, because there's also a standard that I want to be at and I'm just not there yet, right? And I don't want to impose that on someone else, you know what I mean? So yes, I can go out there and find someone, but it's like, and I mean, like, thinking about it sounds fine and dandy, like, oh yay, let me just go get a partner, you know what I mean? But it's like, there's a little bit more meat and potatoes per se to actually goes into it, you know what I mean? Like, and another thing I wrote in my notes is, like, a lot of people are the normies. I'm not the norm. Like, you have to accept the fact that I am trying to be super successful. I'm super weird. I'm just super not the norm. I'm trying to do something that most people don't really put a lot of effort in, I'm trying to be great. I'm trying to be success. I'm trying to be amazeballs, right? That's not a lot of things people kind of achieve, you know what I mean? They're kind of going for the bare minimum, doing the bare minimum of everything and just kind of accepting that, and that's awesome, and da-da-da. And to me, I don't rock with that. I have this kind of Griffith approach. This is just came to me like Jesus Christ himself. Like, I kind of have this Griffith approach where it's like, yo, as like a friend, I kind of want someone on my level that kind of rivals me, that I can respect, that I could see their dream, their hustle, their ambition. I could see it flowing out of them. I don't want a partner that is just like, I'm sad, I'm just a normie, and I can't do anything, and like, to me, it's like, here's the thing, maybe, because that's the thing. When you experience something, like, let's say I'm at the club, maybe I just go out to the club with the homies one time, and then I see a girl, and I'm like, oh, she add up, and, I'm like, this normie's great. She will be with me the rest of my life, and it's going to be awesome. She's going to blow up with me, right? That could happen. But it really does sound better to be like, yeah, you know what, this girl she's got status, she's got this and this, she's a baddie. I mean, obviously we want a baddie, of course. But, she's got this and this, she's done that, she's kind of, you know what I mean, she's really creative, she's kind of a influence of mine, you know what I mean, something kind of like that, right? Something that really kind of makes her unique and stand out, right? Oh, fuck, God damn it, hold on. Some kind of just aura. And that all sounds like fine and dandy, and that's what I'm saying. It could come, whatever. But it does just sound awesome to have a baddie that's fucking dope and has an aura, and like I could see her ambition and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is hot as flip, as frick, as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Here's what I'm gonna say. I've been with someone who, and I mean, I'm not going into all the nitty gritties of it. Well, that's another whole bag of worms of videos, okay? But basically, I think this girl essentially was just kind of okay with, just being the bare minimum, being sad, being depressed, whatever, right? And that's just not, I can't, like, bro, I can't sit here if you're just gonna, just drag other people down with you. You know what I mean? Like, I need someone who can lift up, like, lift each other up, right? That's what partners are supposed to do, right? And for me, it's very hard to see myself dating someone who is just kind of latching on to me and doesn't have their own identity. You know what I mean? Like, You need to have your own self. You can't just be latching onto me because you have no self, right? That's very unattractive. I myself have been the latcher where I've just like kind of try to latch on to like women and be like, okay, well, like, please just carry me with you. I'll do anything for you, you know? Like that is really just, like thinking about it now, I'm like, why did I do that? Like, ugh, you know? Like we need somebody who our ambitions lift each other up to the heavens. That's what I need. I do not need somebody that I am just hanging on to or that is dragging me down, right? At bare minimum, you need to be, I guess you could be latching on to me. You could be like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to be like a Robin though. You know what I mean? Like I can't have no fucking like, that's, to me, it's like, yo, you got to have some kind of something, man, to work with. That's okay. Let me just make this clear too. Let's say they're not even a baddie, right? Let's say they're not. Let's say, you know, they're like 7'6". Okay, let's say they're 7'6", right? Or some whatever. It's somewhere in the middle, right? Okay. And they don't have the status yet or anything, right? They don't have money. They don't, you know what I mean? They're like me, kind of a brokey, kind of climbing to the top. That's okay. That is fine. I love that. You have your own thing going on. You have your own life. And then I'm like a piece in the puzzle. I'm not the whole puzzle, right? That's amazing. My thing is, you're mid, you have no fucking ambition, and you want to latch on to me. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not. Obviously, I don't want to have a partner that's against my dreams, right? And, you know, like Dr. K, like I mentioned earlier, like obviously he's not talking about getting a partner that's like against the dream or whatever, right? But you can't have this like, I'm not having some normie drag me down a normie level. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about the money. Fuck the money, bro. Fuck that, bro. I mean, I personally think it'd be cool to have a Porsche one day. I'm not gonna lie to you, and maybe a nice house in LA. But honestly, once you get there, like I'm good. I am greedy for fucking good shit that's not money related. Like I'm greedy for like a good video idea. You know what I mean? Like, or I'm greedy for like a good movie idea or something like, you know what I'm saying? Something that's ambitious that I can create. I'm not like ambitious for like, okay, let me get like this Louis designer bag. Like that's really what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not the goal, you know? Let me strive for like the BBL women. Like I really need a BBL on my meat. Like no, bro. Like that just sounds whack as shit to me. You know, and here's the thing, right? Like here's okay, I'm just keeping it a bean. I'm keeping it a trill. Whoa. We got to get out of the hood for the gunshots. Wait, Luffy, calm down. You know, I've been in bars with, there's more women than men most of the time. You know, there's a lot of women servers, whatever. And I'm not trying to sound pretentious. I'm not, whatever. You know, there were clearly some women that were trying to bounce on this meat. They were clearly trying to bounce on the meat. And some almost did. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, right? I've been there, done that. You know, they're not even bad looking women. I'm just saying, right? That's not really the ideal pool of what I'm trying to get at. You know, you're not, I mean, you can find diamonds in the rough. You can find diamonds in the shit. But it's really not likely, okay? You're better off looking at a goddamn mine, okay? For if you want to find some diamonds. You know what I mean? Go to fucking Minecraft, right? You're better off pulling up Minecraft and going in the cave and finding diamonds than at a goddamn bar. I'm just keeping it a $1.50. Here's the thing too, right? Again, it's kind of like, you know, and I mean, I gotta, you know, obviously I'm still progressing in the journey. We gotta see, you know, sometimes other successful people just want to rock with you because they respect you, right? And then that turns into like affection, love, whatever the fuck, right? That just kind of just turns it into that, right? Like they see your ambition, they see your drive, and they see that what they have that as well. And they're like, bet, I want a partner who's kind of, you know, on the level. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Like they don't want no fucking like brokey, you know? Not bro. I mean, brokey's just a way to say loser. They don't want like some unambitious person, right? Like low key, having that status could just be appealing a factor to another person with status, you know? Like it's just as simple as that. You get your foot in the door, as one could say, right? So, I mean, probably bet most likely scenarios, it's somewhere in the middle while continuing to blow up, while continuing to go crazy on the Insta and the Gram and the TikToks and the YouTube, going, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably, it will just kind of come along the way and be like, oh shoot, I see you're doing this and whatever, blah, blah, right? I feel like that's probably the most likely scenario. I don't feel like it will be some kind of like, oh, I get one like right here, right now when I'm like the most broken down. Or it's going to be like, oh, I'm the most successful ever. I have $1 billion and I'm Mr. Beast status. And now I get all the women are just flocking. You know, it's going to be probably somewhere in the middle. All right. Also, here's the thing, you know, I've been goddamn near doing this almost a year, which is kind of crazy now. Kind of, not YouTube, but like just kind of working on social media, editing, the whole 9 yards, right? And I still have a lot to fix in my life, okay? There's a lot of things I need to fix before I can even worry about no goddamn partner. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm making money, obviously, on this, on YouTube, on my Patreon, on TikTok, whatever the fuck, you know, right? I guess that would help, you know, getting a partner, duh, right? But yeah, I don't know, maybe once that shit, I mean, again, we get a little more motion, you know, with shit, you know, shit hits the fan. Or women hit the fan. Wait, that's not good. But the point is, all right, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio right now, and I'm telling you right fucking now, I'm not finding nobody in goddamn Cleveland, Ohio, okay? I'm sorry. I'm just not. Also, I'm not going on dating apps. Like, bro, I'm keeping it a buck. If I'm going on dating apps, I'm just going to crack, okay? That is what dating apps have come to. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, yeah, this is a dilemma. I'm still leaning towards blowing up, though, okay? If you want my honest opinion, I'm honestly leaning towards blowing up. Is probably the best case scenario, okay? Honestly. Also, again, like, dude, Cleveland, Ohio, this is the pool I'm working with, bro. What do you want me to do? Go follow me on the Patreon. I love you guys. Peace and love. Let's make this blow up quick, huh? Come on.